Brenda, Portland mayor admits the assessment is quite blunt and that Portland police get a failing grade in dealing with the mentally ill. As he explains, quote, there's urgent need for change. The Department of Justice delivered the blow this morning after nearly 14-month-long investigation. The feds found that Portland police officers engage in a pattern or practice of excessive force against people with mental illness. Oftentimes, investigators say police use tasers when they're not necessary, and they found police use more force than justified for low-level offenses. The federal probe noted that police are not solely to blame. The larger mental health system has gaps in services. As a result of the findings, Portland police agreed to address the problem. The Bureau will work to improve policy and training in dealing with the mentally ill and increase community oversight.
Based on our review, we concluded that while most uses of force were lawful, and let me underscore, while most uses of force were lawful, there's reasonable cause to believe that PPB is engaged in a pattern or practice of using excessive force against people with mental illness or those perceived to have mental illness.
But I think that our officers are committed to improving their work with people in crisis. I know as Chief of Police, it is one of the priorities that I have for this department.
The Department of Justice admits its work is not done. Investigators will spend the next month listening to community members to try and come up with solutions to deal with this issue. Back to you.
Thank you, Kyle. Our team coverage continues now with News Channel 8's Catherine Cook live in downtown Portland with a look back at what prompted the DOJ's investigation. Catherine.
Well, Brenda, as you just heard, the feds focused their investigation on police force involving those with mental illness, a concern in several high-profile cases in recent years. Among them, the 2006 death of James Chassie. The 42-year-old suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and died while in police custody. Chassie's family claimed excessive force, filed a wrongful death suit against the city, and settled for $1.6 million. Another case, the police shooting of Aaron Campbell in January 2010. An officer shot and killed Campbell during a standoff in northeast Portland. Campbell also suffered from mental illness and had threatened to kill himself. His family sued the city and settled for $1.2 million. Again, the feds' goal was to identify if there was a pattern or practice of several civil rights violations, and as you just heard, their answer was yes. Now, a lot has changed since the investigation began, and the Bureau says they've done a lot to improve their situation and promise a lot more improvements to come. Brenda, back to you.
Thank you, Catherine. Stay tuned to News Channel 8 for continuing coverage of the investigation into the Police Bureau's use of excessive force. You can find the full Justice Department report on kgw.com and updates on Twitter and Facebook.